Hello, folks. Well, yesterday I went ahead and just did 10 milligrams of Valium. I've been taking 12.5 milligrams of Valium a day for 10 days. It's just the way things worked out. And I got this idea for instead of cutting out the middle dose, not taking my first dose of the day until like 11 a.m. And then just taking 2 doses a day of 5 milligrams. Yesterday was the first day I tried it, and I got a little shaky, before that first dose of the day, but I'm okay. It's about 9:15 in the morning. My voice is especially down in them lower registers, down in the depths of Tartarus. I will say that I am kind of rushing things a little bit after I get off of here. I'm going to set up a little racetrack in the living room because I moved stuff around and cleared out the corner, and now I just have to tip the couch up on end and put it up against the already tipped up treadmill. That should have been out of here by now, but I've been holding on to it for my nephew, and taking the working scooter and putting it against the wall. Leave like a whole bunch of open space where I can take a cane and I can walk in a circle like this, and then walk through a hallway, like I said, in an Ankh symbol. I'm gonna do that. The problem is like in the state that I'm in, interacting with people is very difficult. People get on my nerves very badly, and I noticed this yesterday because I barely interacted with one of those aid workers. So I sent her shopping yesterday. We had a little bit of freezing rain yesterday, so it was kind of spooky. It's like I went out, there was icicles hanging off the railing on the wheelchair ramp, and I went out to open the door to warn the Meals on Wheels guy that's got the plastic knee that he had a Baker's cyst like mine in his knee, same as I have in my knee once, and eventually ended up getting a plastic knee. But anyway, by the time I opened the door to warn him, he was already backing back down the ramp because he had already slipped or felt himself slipping on it. Point being that's why I'm rearranging the living room, because I figured this kind of crazy weather would hit sooner or later, so we're gonna have like snow and freezing rain for a few days. So I sent that aid worker shopping, and I only talked to her for like a few minutes, and I'm was super irritated. And then early in the morning, yesterday I paid the rent and paid 2 months rent to live here, and so even if I get a place sometime this month, and say I set up like the rent for March, living at this other place, I have enough money to do that. So I figured, like, why not do that? That's what money's for, is to make your life easier. The problem is, like I said, is like I can't seem to be around people. Now the landlord thing's understandable, since I have massive hatred toward him and want to want to throw him into a tank full of piranhas. Even though, I already talked about the piranha thing, piranhas being overrated as man-eaters. But he said something to me that, right away, that instant retort popped in my head. And I'm like, just don't engage with sociopaths, so just don't bother. But, he came early in the morning, like 8:20, and I spread out all the money and laid it on the couch, and so he wouldn't have to count it. And he was like, I trust you, Steve. And I was thinking to myself, yeah, the way you trusted me when you let the guy in the other apartment and took his word over mine as far as what was happening in the apartment that I actually live in, and made an appointment that resulted in my broken toe, but I didn't even go there. But right away I was like, yeah, the way you trusted me when you took Roy's word over mine and made an appointment behind my back. But I was like, not going there. This guy ain't worth it. He kept his distance from me. He didn't even like hand me the receipts or anything like that. He just took the money off of the couch while I was sitting in a chair. And he said something about the weather, and I said, you got to complain about this winter? This is the easiest winter like we've ever had. But he didn't even get anywhere near me. He just set the receipts on the couch where the money was, and he wouldn't go nowhere near me. But I was as pleasant as he made small talk, and was pleasant as I could be with him. And he did ask about the dripping in the ceiling, like I knew he would. And he said, well, we're just going to wait since that silicone seal seems to be holding. And I'm like, thinking to myself, like, no kidding. You've been waiting now since December 9th. Of course you're waiting. And I said, I'll tell you about it because I'm going to be living here for another 2 months because I just paid him 2 months rent. And I don't want the ceiling falling in on me any more than you want it to fall in. And but yeah, when he said that, like, I trust you, Steve. Like, it's like, stop with the sociopathic nonsense. You're just trying to be ingratiating. It's like, how could you even think that you could be getting in my good favor ever again after the things that I wrote to you and said to you, and sort of non-verbally threatening your life in the hallway? Like, but he's a sick dude. But yeah, that's going to be the problem with this whole thing. Besides the increased physical suffering, and like, I've been having a little bit more anxiety, even since I went to 12.5. Worrying about, like, I've been worrying about, like, now I have a problem with this tooth. Does this tooth need to go? And, like, I've been getting pain, like, in my gum, like, right down here. You'll get, like, phantom pains. You'll get all kind of weird shit when you're withdrawing. It's just the way it is. You have to kind of employ a mind over matter thing and be like, this is just those malfunctioning GABA receptors not working. They have to be given time to learn how to do their jobs over again. And I think that's the point of, like, this supposedly slow reduction, which I'm doing, like, probably too fast of a reduction, but I'm impatient, is to give your receptors a chance to heal. And maybe that's why people that are dropped off have so many more problems. It's not only, it's cold turkey type symptoms, even when you're, like, at a rapid taper. It's that you're given less of a chance to heal. I don't know. I can't say definitively whether having that little tiny bit of benzos in you just takes the edge off of it, and it doesn't really affect the healing rate of the receptors. I don't know. I would not be surprised if I researched it and the researchers don't know, because there's so many doctors out there that are ignorant of this whole process. And I did remember the thing of, like, I had one day I had, like, a conversation with a person that was going through this alone, that was trying to get off of Xanax, like, straight off of Xanax instead of, like, how it's supposed to be done. And they knew about the Ashton method and everything about dropping you onto a weaker benzo with a longer half-life, because just going straight off of Xanax is I couldn't do it. I mean, I had circumstances, and I was working on it, but, you know, I finally just, it took me 10 months, but finally just found a dude that was prescribing me Valium, which I have a pill bottle behind my head there. It's got like 120 of them in them, and I have a script coming for like another 90, and I have like my pills already pre-cut in a bottle over there in that bag that's cut in quarters and halves. I don't know if that what I got in that. I don't know if the 120 will stay 120. I don't know if what I have in that bottle will last me until I get a new script. It may or it may not. I don't know. But I'm going to try this at least for a couple of days. You know, I know you're not supposed to go back up or whatever, but yesterday it was just kind of fluky the way it worked out, and I got through yesterday. So, you know, I don't know if like too rapid of a taper, if that's bad for those receptors and the healing rate, like I said, or just having more of it in your system. Just even though it's at a reduced dose, which is of course crucial, I don't know if like the amount of benzos you have in you affects the healing rate or the healing capacity of those receptors, because I'm gonna give her name a mention. Benzo Terror said that this is it's more like a damage done to you than anything else. It's like it's more like damage that needs to, like a wound that needs to be healed. I forget the way that they exactly described it, so maybe I shouldn't have mentioned their name. But yeah, I'm gonna go till 11 today. I've been getting up between right around 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning, which is sort of a new thing. And if I can keep doing that, going to bed after 9 o'clock and waking up at 6 to 7 in the morning, you know, I'll just continue along this course and take 10 milligrams a day. And thing of it is, it's like, how am I going to be next Wednesday when I have to talk to the dude about housing, which, you know, what's more stressful than moving? The idea of moving, it's like, yeah, it's something that I want, but at the same time, I've been living here so long, and I'm in such a, you know, I'm withdrawing, so I'm not in a great state of mind. So, you know, what's that day going to be like? Should I up my dose just that one day? Should I just like, are they just going there, you know, and I don't know. I'm not real functional. I exercise, watch TV, I screw around a little bit with my ukulele guitar. I don't do a whole lot. And as far as interacting with people, like I said, I talked to that aid worker. I don't know if I said that or not. That's what I was getting to, is I talked to the aid worker and she got on my nerves. And like record time. It's like, this is not good, you know. I'm sorry for picking at my eye on camera. Something was in my eye. But yeah, I'll keep this brief. I mean, I just talked to you on the 4th. I think today is today is the 7th. But I thought I'd report that change. I don't know. You know, I don't feel all that different than when I was taking 12.5. I've been feeling like crap. I had like one good day since I dropped the 12.5, where I felt pretty good. the day that I talked about where I was like, oh, I don't really need the middle dose. But this is the way I'm going to try it for at least a couple of days. Is like just wait until at least 11 a.m. to take my first dose of the day, even though I wake up at 7. Where I was taking it like at 8 or 9, and then 2 in the afternoon, and then, like 8 o'clock at night. Well, in a range from 6 o'clock at night to 10 o'clock at night. Just playing it by how I feel. But no, I don't know how this is going to work out. I know I'm not real functional like I am now, but I really didn't expect this guy to make this appointment. So my next appointment was supposed to be to the dentist on the 19th. So I figured like, well, I'd have plenty of time. That's difference of a week, which can be a pretty big difference as far as adjusting to a different dose. But anyway, that's my new strategy is waiting to take my first dose in the morning until I'm like, gotta do it. And that's also why I think that having the things in the house, it's not going to be like a huge temptation for me to take them because I have to force myself to take them. It's not like it's not like it's not like having chocolate in the house, and knowing that there's a chocolate bar in the refrigerator. I like chocolate, but I never buy it. But I used to buy these big Hershey's chocolate bars with almonds from when I had teeth, and it's not like at all like smoking. I think it's about smoking every day, literally every day. I don't want a cigarette every hour, which is good, but I see people on TV smoke. I'm always wanting cigarettes. It's not like that. It's more like last night. It's like, okay, take the pill, or it's like yesterday morning. I was like, well, I'll just wait until the Meals on Wheels guy comes to take my pill. I'm still like lifting weights, and like I said, after I get off of here, I'm gonna rearrange the living room and do some walking. My knee is still very unkind to me. It's just like I kind of just like fell into this, like I said, in December. So I just started like tapering on accident in December. And I realized I had extra pills in the bottle, and I'm like, I might as well just go with the flow. I have extra pills. Like, why do I have extra pills? Oh, you've only been taking 2 to 10 milligram tablets a day. A lot of days. That's why you have extra pills. When your prescription is for 3 10 milligram tablets. So now I'm taking 1 10 milligram tablet and cutting it in half yesterday, and that's what I'm going to do today. And yeah, it's just the whole thing about like the functionality aspect. That's why I brought up that person I couldn't, in the last video where I was exceptionally foggy brained. I couldn't think of why I was bringing her up, but I was bringing her up because she was saying that she was going through this alone. And she like, I at least have these aid workers to do my shopping for me if I need them to get food, and I get food delivered through the Meals on Wheels, so it's not the greatest food in the world all the time. And she was saying that she had to take, she had to like vary her dose in order to take more to, because she's got to do everything herself, and she had to go to the grocery store. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that because I'm alone, and like, even though food thing's not really an issue with me. I mean, I have to go to these appointments all the time, and it's like, it's a lot different than hanging out by yourself. And it's like, if somebody gets under your skin and gets on your nerves, that's not even trying. It's like, I'm saying I understand that her situation's especially tough because She's trying to get off of Xanax, like straight off of Xanax with no lesser benzo because her doctor's not being cooperative and got her on too fast of a taper. And she has the problem where she was saying that she has to go out and get food, and it's like, I'm not sure I could do that. Even if I could walk good, I'm not sure I could do that without taking more benzos either. You know, I remember like going into a store cold turkey. Um, let's see if I can call that memory up. Yeah, that's when I found out who my friends were. So it's another who your real friends were moment for me. Is like I was going cold turkey off of Xanax. I was like, I don't have any more Xanax. And I called somebody who was an alcoholic and experienced cold turkey on from alcohol. And actually, there's a lot of similarities for between those are the two, of course, withdrawals that can kill healthy people: cold turkey withdrawals, alcoholism, and benzos. And they they work in a surprisingly similar fashion, so it's not a surprise that they're grouped together in that deadly way also. But he actually experienced cold turkey, so he knew what I was going through. And, somebody I've known for years, family and friend. I'm in the middle of something. I don't want, to take you to the doctor to end your cold turkey. And I had called the doctor earlier in the day, and they were like, you need to get your butt in here. I actually didn't get a hold of the doctor. I got a hold of this nurse that liked me. And she doesn't work there anymore. But she was like, can you get here at 5? And I'm like, don't you guys close at 5? And she said, we're going to stay open just for you. And I knew she was joking, but I was like, well, okay. And then I was going to ride an electric bike in cold turkey. And I'm like, how the hell am I going to do that? And then, like, my bowels just, everything went out of me. And I'm like, oh, great. And then I'm like, oh, I'm not sure I can. I'm definitely not sure I can ride an electric bike in there now. Because cold turkey it does weird things to you. Some people vomit. Some people did what I did and go to the toilet. Some people just lay there and shake and sweat. Yeah, it's like spin the wheel of misfortune. And see what you get. Um, anyways, I got my aunt to drive me to the doctor that day, and then I was like, well, thanks for driving me to the doctor. And I'm still in cold turkey, and I was like, do you want anything, like at the grocery store? I can pick you up a couple of things. Or I didn't say I could pick you up a couple of things. I said if you need anything, I'll pay for it. And then she was like, yeah, I need this. And she named off like 2 items, but she said, I'm not going in for it. And then she made me go into the grocery store in cold turkey after I had had a horrible episode in the bathroom. And I was like, okay. And I went into the grocery store in cold turkey. And I hadn't been like that for a while. Let me put it, I didn't say that right. I hadn't been in cold turkey that long. It like hit me like 8 o'clock in the morning is when I started feeling some pretty significant symptoms. And then, so this is like 6 o'clock at night. I'm in a grocery store. And like everything's looking real weird. And I'm like, straight up handing over the money like that. And so yeah, that's what that person was saying. It's like she don't got no personal shoppers, or she got to go get food. She got to go get food on like a drastically reduced dose of Valium. I'm like, it takes a strong. I'm thinking, I didn't should have said that, I guess, but I was thinking, man, it takes a strong person to do that. Because that was not easy for me to, walk into a place all screwed up like that in cold turkey. Um, Going through, having the symptoms. Like I said, just everything. It was like I had like a fishbowl thing going on with my vision, and I had shaky hands, and yeah. That's the thing is like, how do you function while you're withdrawing if you don't have people to help you? That's why I'm grateful I don't have to worry about keeping my belly full. I got, like I said, the Meals on Wheels deliveries, and then I got these aid workers that'll go and do stuff for me. So I can hermit up. I mean, I get irritated on the phone when I talk to people for extended periods of time. It's like the irritability level is really high with me. So next Wednesday, I'm supposed to have a guy come here and talk to me about housing. I mean, I don't know what all I have to do, and I don't know what to expect, except for that he's going to come here, pick me up, and take me into the office. That's all I know. Um, I don't know how long it's going to take or what it's going to be, frankly, I don't. He's canceled like 2 appointments on me where he's got like a hectic thing going on, and he's got like I said, I had one appointment cut short. We had somebody was like, he was like, this guy's threatening to kill himself. I gotta go. I gotta cut our appointment short. I guess you call him a mental health worker. Um, but yeah, I'm making this longer than it needs to be because I'm kind of killing time a little bit, to be honest. It's killing very little time. It's 9:42, so if I want to not take my pill until 11 a.m., I still got an hour and 20 minutes. And I can rearrange my living room and walk. I also don't know, like, I still have like anxious moments about my heart. Like yesterday, I had lifted weights and I sat on the couch for a while waiting for my heart rate to return to normal. And I was like, why am I like just sitting here waiting for my heart rate to turn to normal? I'm just gonna take a blood pressure pill. And it's like it seems like all these pills that they prescribe for you, they're finding out more and more about them. It's like, how long do the FDA trials actually last for this stuff? Metoprolol, the blood pressure pill, which will lower your heart rate, it's been around and been in use forever. But yesterday I was like thinking about my heart. I'm like, why aren't I calming down? Why isn't my heart rate slowing here after lifting these weights? And I just got up and took a blood pressure pill and chilled out and got back to normal. But you know how it is, like your mind plays games with you about with increased anxiety and stuff, and you got all these sensations like running through chaotic sensations like running through your body, um, thanks to the reduced benzo intake. So you kind of got to do a mind over matter thing, but at the same time, I've had my heart shocked 5 or 6 times. I still don't know the exact number, which may seem weird and is weird, but yeah. So it's not like the fears are like, you know, what if this happens? What if lightning strikes in the tree outside? It falls on my house. It's not like that kind of stuff. It's like fear is grounded in reality. Or like the things or the weird sensations that are going on inside my mouth. It's like, yeah, I've had massive tooth trouble for, um, well, I had 6 teeth pulled over the span of less than a month. So, yeah, I'm thinking like, I don't know what the deal is with this. This is old though. So it's like, why is this sore right here? This tooth was pulled a long time ago. And what's that about? Like I feel my face right here, and I'm like, what's this pain about? And then it's kind of why you want to keep busy as possible, even while you're withdrawing, is to keep your mind occupied, because it can turn against you. Let's see. I'm making this longer than it needs to be. I just wanted to tell you that I'm going to try out the 10 milligrams a day thing, which yesterday was the first time I tried it, but this has been a half an hour. And yeah, I did think of that. Reason why I brought that person up was like they're going through this alone, and it's like going through this alone. Like being alone is one thing, but going through it alone, like with your daily functions where you have to drive and you have to get food for yourself and you have to do all this stuff, that's like different. Being alone where people aren't getting on your nerves, and you don't have to put up with other people's issues and stuff like that, that's a different thing. But being alone, as far as taking care of your basic human needs, that's above and beyond. That's next level difficult. Anyways, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a couple of days and see if I can hang with this, because I don't feel all that different than the 12.5. I wasn't really cool with the 12.5. I feel the same, so you know. Then I gotta think about the half-life too. It's like maybe the half-life hasn't dropped off yet, and then maybe I will feel like really bad. I don't know. I'm just kind of playing it by ear here, people. Just like going with it, going with the flow. The thing of it is you don't really want to go back up. Sometimes you don't have any choice. Like you don't have any choice. You got stuff to do. I mean, and you can't function. You know. But at the same time, it would not be a good idea for me to like stick at 10 for like 5 days and then go back up to 12.5 and lose that ground. It wouldn't be a good idea for me to do that, and I didn't think of that till now. It's like, duh. Probably haven't hit that half-life probably hasn't dropped off yet, and you probably haven't hit that wall yet, and that's why you feel the same. That's why yesterday you didn't feel any different. You still don't feel any different now than you did a couple of days ago when you were taking 12.5, because you haven't hit that half-life wall yet. So my deal will be, I'm gonna combat it with exercise and positive thinking, mind over matter. It's the only weapons I got. And just be thankful that I don't have to do my own shopping. And I don't even I'm real careful even about looking on the computer, because I got enough money to move right now. I got $2,700 in the bank, so I got enough money to move right now. And the rent's paid for next month here, this month and next month. So, if the guy does have a place, and how much of a part, I should ask him about transportation. It's like, say, you want me to make the calls. It's like, how do I even get to these places? I don't know. Just kind of try to have faith and let it work out how it's going to work out. And it's time for me to go. And my 10-minute video is now a 35-minute video. time for me to go. And set up the couch on end, wiggle it around, push it past the door against the treadmill, and move the motor scooter over against the wall next to the window and make me a nice little track. And then I'm going to be walking around. And then after I walk around for so long, it'll be between 11 and 12 o'clock. I'll take my first dose of the poison known as benzodiazepine of the day. And again, see how it goes. A couple of days is when the half-life. Judging from my previous reductions, between 2 and 3 days, I'll have like the third day will be like the telling day. You know, that's the day that's going to tell the tale. That's like when I'm really going to be at the 12.5 or the in this case now the 10 milligram a day regimen. Anyways, just keeping you posted, letting you know what's up, and continuing to fight the good fight. And you'll probably hear from me when I hit that wall. We'll see how it is, and I'll let you know if I can hang. Yeah, now I'm thinking about it though. Now I didn't think about that until talking it out in the course of this video, because I don't talk to anybody out in the real world about benzodiazepines. I don't talk to non-benzo people about benzos. I find it's pointless. So now that I'm thinking about it, it's sinking in. It's like, yeah, okay. I hope you're making a good decision. We're going to see how this goes. But like I said, I'm in it for keeps now. I'm going to drop off the stuff. So just another step on the road. Let's just hope it's not too bumpy. Goodbye.